Hi, my name is Nadyart. I'm an illustrator from the Netherlands, and last week I posted a video about my sketchbooks from 2013 until 2020. And for this week's video, I thought it would be nice to show you a bit about the painting process for a picture book illustration. I am working on the last illustrations of my picture book, Oliver Finds a Friend. I just successfully funded a Kickstarter campaign to publish this book. So today I thought it would be fun to show you a bit behind the scenes of how I'm working on these illustrations. Today I'm going to show you all of the materials I use. I'm going to talk a bit about the process, and I will also add some nice music in the video so you can just chill out, relax, and drink a cup of coffee or tea or anything else you like. As you can see here, I already finished the pencil drawing beforehand, since I'm just sharing my painting process today. I will be creating an ink painting, and these are the materials I'm using. You can pause the screen to see the materials, and in the description you'll find specific brands. I think it's very convenient to have a piece of scrap paper available to create some swatches on before and during the painting process. I always make sure this is the same type of paper the actual painting is on. This way I can exactly see which values I will create on the paper, because they are the same. Because I'm working with the wet on wet technique, I will start by moistening the parts of the paper that I need to work on the first. I'm basically just using the ink in the same manner that I would use watercolor paint or acrylic. I chose this particular ink because it does not dry very fast, which makes it possible for me to work in the ink for a longer period. I found that other inks I used dried really fast, which made it difficult to alter my mistakes along the way, and it was also difficult to change the value afterwards after I went too dark with the paint. The thing I like most about working this way is I can add details later on, so when the paint, or the ink in this case, is almost dry, I can create some nice effects by adding little details, either lighter or darker, but I will show you that at a later stage. I always start by working on the biggest surfaces, so as you can see here, I've started with the background, and I will work from the largest surfaces to the really small details. The thing I like the most about working with this wet on wet technique is it's so spontaneous. The downside is that it's pretty unpredictable, but when you have created several paintings, you start to get to know the paints and you can control it a little bit better, while not reaching a full control ever, of course. But it just gives beautiful effects, and it remains a bit unpredictable, which just leads to interesting backgrounds and effects. And as you can see on the branch that I painted, you start to see a little bit of moss that I intentionally placed there. But of course, beforehand, I never would have guessed what it would exactly look like. So there's some kind of planned effects there, but it's always a surprise to me too how it's going to look in the end, if that makes any sense. A tiny piece of paper towel is really my best friend while painting. It's such a nice thing and a convenient thing to have by your side while you're painting, because when you have little details you would like to add, like the lights and mushrooms I am adding here, I am adding lighter ones as well as darker ones, and it creates a playful effect. And you can also use your paper towel to absorb any ink or water that you may have misplaced on the paper, as you can sometimes see. And yeah, it's just a way to alleviate any stress you have while painting, I think. Once I have established the values and the shading of the piece, I'm moving forward to the more detailed stage of the painting. I'm not very heavy on the line work, I used to be, but I will add lines where I feel the piece needs them the most, to establish clearer shapes mainly. Well, I used to create these lines with a fine liner, but this year I've started to use a soft mechanical pencil to add the lines, so they can be a little more subtle. I will also add some extra contrast with paint where it's needed, and as I'm getting closer to finishing the piece, I will add some shading and I will add white details with gouache paint and a paintbrush as well. The final stage of the painting is done in Photoshop. There's not a lot of editing necessary, but I will mostly play around with the contrast, curves and levels to reach the final end result. If you're interested in a more detailed, longer video of me editing or painting illustrations digitally, I can post some of those recordings in future videos as well. Just let me know in the comments. My new wordless picture book Oliver Finds a Friend will be released in the beginning of 2021. It will contain this painting and a lot more ink paintings of Oliver and his teddy bear. The book can already be pre-ordered through my Etsy shop. You can find the link in the description below. Thank you so much for watching my video. I hope you enjoyed it. And if you have any questions about my painting process or illustration in general, please post your questions in the comments below. I'd be happy to have a little chat with you. I hope you enjoyed this video. I'd appreciate it a lot if you would consider subscribing to my channel. Thank you so much for watching. Bye bye!